Hello, welcome to LLM evaluations demo that we built with Valohai. And the main reason for us to have this tool is to help the teams to evaluate LLM models because, okay, it's pretty straightforward how you run the inference, how you gather metrics, but then when it comes to the evaluation and choosing the best model that performs well for your task is not the easiest job. So today I will show you the example that we built, and we want to improve our chatbot that we use in Valohai to reply to our customers. So it knows our documentation, and we gathered the data set to evaluate the potential models that we can use in our use case. So we have chosen three models, GPT-4o, Claude 3, and Llama 3. We already know more or less the cost of each of the API calls and then how fast it works. And then, of course, usually which model performs better than others. So what we will do now is we have built this data set of the tickets that we get from our customers, and we have the correct answers that we expect the chatbot to provide. Then we will run an inference on each of the questions with each of the model, and then we will evaluate the results based on the metrics that we're gathering. Then we want to choose the best model for our task, and then put that in production. So our data set consists of 20 tickets. They are also split by topics. So whether the client is asking about billing, new features, troubleshooting with the platform, or some kind of account management. Then some of the tickets are also tagged with requires reasoning, and these tickets are harder to reply. And that is also something that we want to really pay attention to when evaluating the models. So the metrics that we will use, we have built 5 metrics over here. The relevance of the answer, faithfulness, completeness, latency, and output token. And let me jump into the llm.valohai.com, that tool that we are having here. And it's super simple to start with because it already welcomes you into your workspace, telling you the 3 main steps that we would need to perform before running any code. So first of all, we would need to upload the data set. I can either go this tab or click upload the data set that we want to use for our evaluation. We support 2 formats at this point, so it should either be JSONL format or CSV format of your dataset. I have previously uploaded these 2 datasets just from my local computer. I pull it in, and then I have a dataset prepared. So I will use today the support tickets dataset. Then we can move on to the tasks. So before running the evaluation, we need to create a task in the platform and then refer to the task in my code when logging the metrics of my LLMs. So I will create a new task name, eval chatbot, maybe eval chatbot, make it pretty. We would need to provide the parameters. In my case, in my code, I'm only expecting 1 parameter, which is the type of the model that I'm trying to evaluate at the moment. So I will have 3 values for the model, ChatGPT-4o, Claude 3 Opus, and then the Llama 1. And after defining the parameters, we can move on and choose which data set I want to use for this evaluation and create a new task over here. So now my new task is active, and we are ready to move on to the next step, which is a setup. Over here, you can start with installing the library. So you just need to pip install Valohai LLM in your local computer. Then set up your API token. So you can click here, generate an API token, and export that in your terminal. And then here you have the example of using the task. It's pretty straightforward. So you need to import Valohai LLM in your code, then create some evaluation function that returns a dictionary of your metrics that you want to log to the platform, and then get your current task. And then the main thing that we would want to do is to get task to run. So we would use the evaluation function and then run it with Valohai and log your metrics to the platform. So let me move to my IDE. I have this script ready that we created with the team to evaluate our chatbot. So over here, before starting running my Python script, I would run the pip install, which I did previously of Valohai LLMs, and export my Valohai API token over here. I have done these two things. And now let's take a quick peek on the code that we created. So we are logging the metrics over here. This is my evaluation function. And then we call it over here to simulate the response in this example. And then we are running the task, referring to our evaluation function. And that's pretty much it. So let me run this support bot evaluation script and see what happens. So it finds my active task, which we just created, the models that we are referring to, and the data set. So what Valohai will do now is it will run, since we have three models, and in my support tickets data set, I have 20 tickets prepared. So it will create total of 60 results. So it will run the prediction for each of the tickets using each of the models. And now we can see that my evaluation is complete, and we can go back to my llm.valohai.com, check the results. It will update the page for me, and it will show me all the results over here with my metrics scores for every ticket. This is a bit hard to read. So what you can do is group by, let's say, the model. Or first of all, let's filter by the task that we were just running. So you make sure that we only checking the last task. And then we can group by, let's say, the model and see the summary, how each of the models performed on this task. So we can see the relevance of the answer. Clearly, GPT-4o is winning over here. When it comes to completeness, Claude is performing better. Faithfulness, you can also check the Claude performing super nice. Latency doesn't look very good for the Claude model though. And the output tokens also. We can see that Llama has a bigger score over here. Then you can clearly also check by requires reasoning tab. As I've mentioned, it's pretty important for me to understand how those models were performing. So I will check only those that have the requires reasoning true. We can see 6 tickets out of 20 had this tag on, which are the hardest tickets to reply to. And you can also understand how each of the models performing over here. Then you can go on and try to compare your results. Over here, we can add, let's say, one section for each of the models. And let me choose different models for each of the sections. Let's also, we can already check how each of the metrics and how these models compare over here. Then, of course, you can only focus on those that, let's say, require reasoning, the hardest tickets that we see. And based on these graphs, it gets way easier to understand which model performs better, which one performs worse. I didn't choose it here. Now it should make way more sense. Perfect. And this provides you some clarity on which model is a better fit for your deployment. So when we're talking about the transitioning from LLM evaluation to a Veloci platform, that is also a pretty simple process, since we are also versioning your data sets that you're uploading here already in Veloci. So if you're a current Veloci user or a future Veloci user, you can also come back there and log in at app.veloci.com and version your data sets over there, and compare your models based on the data sets that you have in the platform. So this is a pretty powerful tool that allows you to choose the best models for any of your goals. You are free to use any kind of metrics, any kind of evaluation approaches, and Veloci will support you with that process. That's pretty much it from my side for today.